Hello everyone. So in this session we will be learning about rectification of errors. But before understanding rectification of errors, let us first try to recollect the process of accounting. So step 1. Step 1 is wherein you record your purchases, credit sales, purchase return, sales return in sales day journal, purchase day journal, sales return journal, and purchase return journal. So, on day-to-day basis, each and every sale is recorded in this journals, that is sales journal, purchase journal, and sales return journal and purchase return journal. Then petty cash expenses are recorded in petty cash book. Then all cash sales, cash purchases, other payments, cash and bank payments are recorded in cash book. Then periodically these are recorded in your journal. So there is periodically a journal entry is passed for this purchases and sales. So since there are number of transactions in a day, so for each and every sales and purchases, the entry need not be passed in the journal entry. What is done is it is recorded in your sales journal, also known as sales day book, purchase journal, purchase day book. Subsequently, the second effect is given in your sub ledgers of debtors and creditors, and then periodically a journal entry is passed for this sales journal, purchase journal. The total of sales journal and purchase journal is taken and journal entry is passed. Then for other than all these transactions, there may be certain other entries like recording of your prepaid expenses, depreciation. For all these journal entries are passed. Then step 2 is posting of these journal entries in ledger account. So these journal entries are posted in ledger account. This is step 2. Then step 3 is preparing trial balance. As at the end of a particular period. So it may be quarterly basis, on 6 monthly basis, or yearly basis, even on monthly basis also. Then step 4 is preparing financial statement. That includes your preparing your balance sheet, profit and loss account, trading account, etc. Now, if you see, there are so many steps in the process of accounting. Now, it is possible that there might be some errors in some of the steps, and it may affect your trial balance and your financial statement. So these are known as errors in accounting. So now let us just try to visualize what all errors can be there. For example, in case of this credit purchase, credit sales, wherein you record it in this your sales day book or sales journal, purchase journal, and then say at the end of the day, a journal entry is posted for the total. So there may be a error in totaling error or casting error. The total of the sales day book or the purchase day book may be wrong. So journal entry may be passed for a wrong amount. Same is the case of petty cash book. There might be an error in totaling, or say that a particular petty cash expense, say it was an office expense but it was debited to some other expense, like say stationery. So there might be an error in recognizing the category of the expense. Then what all errors can be there? In case of journal entry, the entry may be posted for the wrong amount. Then a journal entry can be posted wrongly. For example, when the asset is purchased, instead of asset account, expense account is debited. So as such, journal entry is passed, but account which needs to be debited was an asset account, but instead of that, expense account is debited. Then um, you may also have a journal entry for a wrong amount. Then there might be wrong amount of a entry in your sales day and purchase day book. So there might also be a wrong entry in the sub ledgers. For example, say there was a sales to Mr. A. So the entry should have been A's account debit to sales account. But instead of debiting A's account, B's account is debited wrongly. So this is also one of the error. So there might be certain errors in step 1. Then step 2, posting of journal entry in ledger account. What all errors can happen here? See, posting the entry for wrong amount. Then posting the entry in wrong ledger account. Okay, then posting the entry on the wrong side of the ledger account. For example, in case of purchase of asset, entry will be your asset account debit to bank account, but instead of posting the journal entry on the debit side of the asset account, it is posted on the credit side. So wrong side of the ledger account. Then there might be error in calculating balance. There might also be an error in carrying forward the balance in the ledger account. So this might be all the errors possible in step 2. So what happens is, if there are these type of errors, okay, some errors might reflect in while preparing a trial balance. Like when you prepare a trial balance, what is trial balance? Trial balance is when you close all the ledger account and all the balances of the ledger account are as on a particular day are listed. That is a trial balance. Now some of the errors might be reflected in your trial balance. So when we prepare the trial balance, the debit side of the trial balance, debit total, should be equal to your credit total. But because of these errors, it is possible that there is a difference in the trial balance, in the total of the trial balance. Either debit side may be greater than the credit side, or credit side may be greater than the debit side. Then that balance that difference in the debit and credit need to be ascertained. Like we need to find out what all errors have happened because of which there is a difference in the debit side and the credit side. Now there might be some errors because of which the trial balance may also tally. So in that type of errors, in case wherein trial balance may also tally, we cannot find out this errors unless we do a proper scrutiny of all the ledger accounts. For example, say asset which was purchased is recorded as expense. So instead of passing an entry as asset account to bank account, the entry passed was expense account to bank account. Now in this case, this is error of a principal, that is, instead of recognizing an asset, it is recognized as an expense. So in this case, even if there is an error in the journal entry, your debit side and the credit side of trial balance will tally. So this error will not be reflected in the trial balance. So in that case, we can find out error by doing a ledger scrutiny. So this was about all the process of the trial balance and what all errors can happen at the each step of the process of accounting. Now, on the basis of the nature of the errors are classified into various types. So, there are four types broadly: errors of principle, errors of omission, errors of commission, and fourth is compensating errors. Now, let us see it one by one. First, we will see errors of principle. First, so as the name itself suggests, errors of principle. So the entry in the books of accounts is not as per accounting principles or accounting standards. Let's take one example here. Say we have a machinery, and in this machinery a new component was fitted which increases its production capacity. Now when this new component which was fitted in the machinery, because of which the production capacity has increased, ideally it should be considered as the asset and the entry should have been machinery account debit to bank account. But there was an error wherein this was considered in repairs and maintenance expense account. So the entry that was passed is repairs and maintenance account debit to bank account. So this is known as error of principle. So this error of principle is wherein the accounting entry is posted but it is not as per the accounting principle or accounting standard. Now in this case, if we see, the entry is passed as repairs and maintenance account debit to bank account instead of machinery account debit to bank account. So usually in the errors of principle, the trial balance will tally. Since the entry is passed, the amount is debited and credited. So, trial balance will tally. Even if the entry is passed and posted in the wrong account, our trial balance will tally. What will happen here is repairs and maintenance account will show a higher debit balance and machinery account will show a lower debit balance. But at the end the trial balance will tally. So such types of errors are difficult to find out. We cannot find it out through trial balance. We need a proper scrutiny of the ledger account to find these types of error. Similarly, say there was some receipt on the sale of furniture. Now that receipt should ideally go to your furniture account. So entry should have been bank account debit to furniture account. But instead of this, the entry that was passed was bank account debit to sales account. So sale of furniture was considered as sale of goods. So this is again an error of principle. Since it's a sale of furniture, it should go to your asset account and not to your normal sale. So all these errors of principle, your trial balance will tally. So the way to find out this errors of principle is by scrutinizing or looking at each and every ledger account and analyzing the entry in the ledger accounts. Next, Next is errors of omission. So, omission is that entry is not passed in the books or partial entries passed in the books. So, there might be two types here. One is complete omission. The next is partial omission. Now, in case of complete omission, there is no entry passed. Okay, they have forgot to pass the entry. For example, say there was some prepaid rent which was paid in cash. So no entry was passed for this. The entry should have been prepaid rent account debit to cash account. But since no entry is passed for this, this is an error of omission, complete omission. Now in this case also the trial balance will tally. Since the entry is completely omitted, it is not at all passed in the books, your trial balance will tally. It is not affecting either debit side or credit side, so the trial balance will tally. Now partial omission. Partial omission is only partial entry is passed. So let's say in the same example, prepaid rent which is paid in cash, okay, only cash account is credited, that is entry is passed in your cash book, but no entry in the prepaid expense account or prepaid rent account. So now what has happened, entry has been passed in the cash book, so cash account is credited but no entry in the prepaid expense. So this is known as partial omission. Now this error will be reflected in the trial balance, and trial balance will not tally in this case. Since the entry is recorded partially, your cash account is affected but the prepaid rent account is not affected. So trial balance will not tally in this case. Next, third type is error of commission. Error of commission are also known as some clerical errors or errors in totaling, casting or posting an entry in the wrong side, wrong amount, then calculating of balance wrongly, carry forward of balance for a wrong amount. So all these types of the errors are known as errors of commission. Now in case of errors of commission, some of the errors may affect your trial balance, some of the errors may not affect the trial balance. So error of commission, one first type is say wrong amount in subsidiary book. Now wrong amount in subsidiary book is, say instead of for example the entry will be sales to Mr. A. So entry should have been A's account debit to sales account. So instead of A's account, B's account is debited. The entry that is passed is B's account debit to sales account. Now in this case the wrong amount is recorded in the subsidiary book, that is in the wrong account the entry is recorded. So in this case the trial balance will tally. Then the next type may be wrong casting of subsidiary book. Now, wrong casting is totaling errors. So there might be possibility that there is a error in the totaling, and that totaling is not because of the totaling error, the entry is passed for a wrong amount. For example, say the sales day book. So sales day book, instead of record, there was a total sale of 1 lakh, but instead of 1 lakh, there was a totaling error and total came to 90,000. Now instead of 1 lakh, only 90,000 is recorded in your credit sales. So now what has happened is, the error here is that instead of 1 lakh 90,000 is recorded in the sales, but in the debtors 1 lakh amount is recorded. Okay, so in your sub ledgers, that is A's account, B's account, in your debtors account proper amount is recorded, but in case of your sales, what has happened is there is a totaling error. So in sales account, only 90,000 is recorded instead of 1 lakh. So in this case, the what will happen is, your debtors account is reflected properly, but sales account is not reflected properly to the extent of 10,000. So now if you make a trial balance, what will happen is that there will be difference of 10,000. So because of this wrong casting, the trial balance will not tally. Next, posting wrong amount in ledger account. Now, posting wrong amount in the ledger account. So the entry, let's say there was an entry for rent account, debit 15,000 to bank account 15,000. Now while recording this entry in the cash book, the bank account was credited properly by 15,000, but rent account was debited by 51,000 instead of 15,000. Now in this case, what will happen is, your rent account is showing a balance of 51,000 instead of 15,000, whereas the bank account is showing a proper balance of whatever is the balance in the bank account. It is shown properly because bank account is credited correctly with the amount of 15,000. Now again in this case, the trial balance will not tally. So again in this case, trial balance will not tally. Next, posting amount on the wrong side. So what happens, again we will take the same example here, rent account debit to bank account. So now here what has happened is, entry is 15,000. Now in this case, what has happened is, posting amount on the wrong side. So bank account is credited properly for 15,000. Now in rent account, what has happened is, instead of debiting the rent account, the entry was wrongly posted on the credit side of the rent account. So now what has happened, your rent account is showing a credit balance of 15,000 and bank account is correctly credited by 15,000. So again in this case, what will happen is, the trial balance will not tally. Then next one. Wrong balance of account. That is, wrong balance is the balance which is carry forward or brought forward. So in this case, there might be two types of errors. One is while calculating balance, there might be error. So error in calculation of balance. Second is balance is calculated correctly, but while bringing it forward or taking it forward to the next page, it is taken wrongly. So now in this case, what happens is because there was a wrong balance which was taken forward or carried forward, or there was some error in calculation of the balance, your total balance in the particular ledger account will not be reflected properly, whereas the other effect of that particular entry will be correct. So even in this case, the trial balance will not tally. Okay, let's take an example here. Say office expense. Office expense, the balance for the end of Feb 20 in the office expense was 20,000. But while taking this balance forward for 1st March 20, it was taken as 15,000 instead of 20,000. So now in this case, what will happen is at the end of March 20, your office expense will be less by 5,000. Since the balance taken forward is wrong by 5,000, the office expense will be reflected at the 5,000 rupees less or undercasted by 5,000 rupees. But the other effect of the office expenses taken care either in your bank account, cash account or creditors account. So in this case, the trial balance will not tally. Now the next type is compensating error. Now, as the name itself suggests, compensating error. So the errors that compensate each other. Now this is very interesting. Now there is one error and there is one more error. So there are two types of errors. The amount for which is same and the effect of which is opposite to each other, because of which these errors have compensated each other and our trial balance is tallied. So there is no difference in total of trial balance because of this compensating error. So one error has compensated the other one. So such type of errors are very difficult to trace. So they cannot be traced by looking at your trial balance. We need to do a scrutiny of all the ledger accounts to find out these types of errors. Let's take one example here. Say the total of purchase day book is overcasted by 5,000. That is, say your purchases were 1 lakh. So instead of 1 lakh, they were recorded as 1 lakh 5,000. So the balance in the purchase account is showing is in excess of 5,000 debit. Now there is one more error. There is some cash discount of 5,000 received from Mr. A. Now what has happened is this cash discount, what should have been the entry? Mr. A's account debit 5,000 to discount received 5,000. But this entry is not recorded in the Mr. A's account. So because of which what has happened is balance in Mr. A's account. So this entry ideally by cash discount should have been credited to Mr. A's account. But since it's not posted in Mr. A's account, what has happened is balance in the Mr. A's account is showing a credit balance of 5,000 that is payable to Mr. A. But in reality, this amount is not payable to Mr. A. This has been received, we have received a cash discount for this amount. So now what has happened here? Because of the purchases, overcosting of the purchases, your purchases account is showing a debit balance of 5,000 excess and Mr. A's account is showing a credit balance of 5,000 excess. So this is an example of compensating error. So if we look at the trial balance, our trial balance will tally because the amount of the error is same but the effect is opposite to each other, because of which they compensate and they will not be reflected in the trial balance. So this is an example of a compensating error. So this was about the four categories of the errors. So as per their nature, first is errors of principle, errors of omission, errors of commission, and fourth is compensating errors. Now, stage at which the error is detected. So there might be different stage at which the error is detected. Say error is detected before preparing trial balance. So while scrutinizing all the ledger account, we have detected some errors before preparing a trial balance. Now in this case, there might be two types. One is errors affecting one account, or even if the errors are affecting two accounts, a proper journal entry cannot be passed for this. The rectification entry may not be a proper journal entry which affects the two accounts. For example, this will include mostly all the casting errors, overcasting or undercasting of say your sales book, then your purchase book, some petty cash book, then wrong balance which is carried forward in the ledger accounts. All these errors are affecting only one account. So these errors are rectified by passing a one-sided entry. For example, say your sales account, it was undercasted by 10,000. That is, there was some totaling error and because of which your sales account is showing 10,000 less. So the sales account can be credited by saying on the credit side of the sales account we can post this by recasting rectified, and 10,000 will come on the credit side of the sales account. Now the next type is errors affecting two accounts or for which a rectification entry can be passed. For example, say that sale of fixed asset is recorded as a normal sale. So in this case, the error is affecting two accounts and a rectified entry can be passed. So how is the rectification entry passed? First, we'll write down what is a wrong entry. Bank account debit to sales account. This was the entry which was passed. But instead of this needs to be reversed now. So reversal of your wrong entry. That is sales account debit to bank account. And what should have been the correct entry is, the correct entry should have been your the correct entry should be bank account debit to fixed asset account. Now when we pass the rectified entry, we give a net effect of this reversal of a wrong entry and this correct entry. Now if you see this entry and this entry, rectified entry will combine these two entries and give the net effect. So sales account debit to bank account is credited here. Now here bank account debit to fixed asset account. So bank account get cancelled. So the rectified entry will be sales account debit to fixed asset account. This is how we rectify the entry. Now this is before preparing a trial balance. Now say there are some errors which we find at the stage after preparing trial balance, but before preparing your final accounts, that is before closing of the financial statements. Now in this case, after preparing a trial balance, some errors are detected. So what happens is, usually when the trial balance doesn't tally, the difference is transferred to a suspense account. Now say if there is no suspense account created, what we can do is, we can follow the earlier method which we were following, that is before preparing the trial balance, and we can adjust and rectify entries in ledger account itself, like the way we will do before preparing trial balance. Now see if the suspense account is prepared. Now what we need to do here is, we need to route all the rectified entry through suspense account. And once all the entries are rectified, the balance in the suspense account should be nil. Okay, so after preparing trial balance, this may be the two stages. In some cases there is no suspense account, in some cases suspense account is prepared. In case if there is suspense account prepared, then we have to route all the rectified entry through suspense account, and balance in the suspense account should be nil after rectifying all the entries. Now next is stage 3, that is, say if the errors, we find errors after preparation of financial statement. That is, after closing books of accounts, we find the error in subsequent years. So what happens is, when the trial balance doesn't tally, you park the amount in the suspense account. Now, irrespective of researching it thoroughly and scrutinizing each and every ledger account, we are not able to find out the difference in the suspense account. So this suspense account is carried forward, or it is adjusted to your capital account. The balance in the suspense account is adjusted in the capital account. Or sometimes if there are some errors because of which the trial balance has tallied and we were not able to find out those errors, and they are found after preparing of the final account, then in that case what we do is, in the subsequent year, in the year in which it is recognized, they are separately recorded as prior period items. Now, ideally speaking, this may happen for your income and expense account. So now what happens is, say that if there is some income, there was some error in recognizing the income or expense in the previous period. Now that prior period item should not ideally affect your profit of the current period. So they are separately recorded in the prior period items or prior period adjustments, and while preparing your final accounts, after arriving at the net profit for the year, we adjust this prior period items. Either add or reduce it from your net profit, the prior period item. And as per accounting standard, this prior period item needs to be disclosed separately and quantified properly. And the reason for recognizing this prior period item and the adjustment which has been done in this prior period item should be disclosed in the notes to accounts for that particular financial year. So these are the various stages in which we can find the errors. First stage is wherein we will find the error before preparing a trial balance. Then second stage is after preparing a trial balance but before preparing our final accounts. And the third stage is we are unable to find the error in that particular accounting period and we find it in the subsequent years. So in that case, they are recognized separately as prior period items. Now, if we see now, there are many errors like casting errors, totaling errors. Now, if nowadays when we maintain our books of accounts in the accounting software, so such type the chances of such type of error is very less. I mean, it's nil. So totaling error is done by the system. So totaling is done by the system, so there won't be any totaling error. Then when you pass the journal entry, it is automatically posted in the respective ledger account. So again, wrong posting of the ledger account, or if the wrong posting of the ledger account, then posting of the entry on the wrong side of the ledger account, that won't happen usually in the case wherein we prepare the accounts in a accounting software in the computers. So this type of errors will mostly happen wherein we need to maintain the books manually, and manually everything needs to be calculated and taken, and then the journal entry needs to be passed for this manually. Say if your sales journal is maintained manually and then the total of this sales journal at the end of the day, the entry is posted for the total of the sales journal at the end of the day in the system, in the computer or in that particular accounting software, then there are chances of error that there might be an error of undercasting, overcasting of your sales journal, purchase journal. But if everything is in the system, in your accounting software, then the chances of this casting error, totaling error, then error because of wrong side of posting, then error of balance carry forward, error of calculating a balance will be nil or very less. So this was about your errors or rectification of the errors.